Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for jumping on. We are going to talk about vendor opportunities and why it has been such a game changer, not just for me, but so many people. I feel like we'll get a lot of value in us just being more confident and just looking more professional
Huh?
and speaking, because I think when we are behind the screen on a phone or on the computer, we tend to have a little bit of time to just like hesitate if we're not sure of how to say something or explain something.
Hey,
And,
send the
and
phone to
here,
Jenny so
you're
when she
literally in person, you're feeling
notarizes it,
people's energy.
we'll upload.
And so I just want to make sure that you guys are getting, that confidence that you need, because you're also going to have your own opportunities, maybe at home or collabing with other people. And you want to make sure that you're able to just know what's going on instead of having people trying to figure out what's happening. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Awesome. Okay. So first things first, like I want you to understand the benefits of doing vendor opportunities. Meet my needs and like whatever it is that you're focused on. Remember that this is an experience that you're going to learn from. Okay. Nothing is going to be perfect the first time. And you just have to give yourself a little bit of grace. So, with that being said, you going in to a new atmosphere, right? Whether it's an outdoor vendorship or it's inside, you're going to have a market exposure. Yes or yes, and that
Oh,
market
of course,
is
never,
going to
ever,
start.
ever, ever,
Can
ever,
you guys mute
ever.
yourselves, please? Okay. So you're going to have market exposure. So let me just tell you a little bit about at least how, like, what to expect. And if you're not experiencing these things, maybe you can have the knowledge to like let people know, hey, this is what I expect when I join a vendor opportunity. Market exposure starts from the minute that you pay the person whatever it is that you're paying them. I live in New York, so things are a little bit pricier here, but I have paid anywhere from $25 to $120. Now, the difference is how well known is the actual community that you're jumping into? Is it a well known vendor opportunity that happens every year, every so often during the year? That's when you should pay the most money, because you're going to have a lot more eyes. You want to make sure that you're asking the right questions, like how much traffic is actually happening during your events. And you want to have proof of that. Like you don't want to just have to find like a vendor opportunity and be like, okay, great, here's $100. No, like you want to see, hey, where are your previous pictures? What's going on? How do you market? Because it's not the minute that you get there is where you're gonna be like, hey guys, like no, the people need to understand who you are and what you have to offer from the minute that you say, hey, I think I'm gonna join, not after you pay. You want to make sure that you're saying, hey, how are you going to market this? Or is it going to be through social media? Are you going to do a live with me? Are you going to have newsletters being sent to your community? If it's in a very well-known community, a big community, are you sending it through the newspaper? Like you want to make sure that you're really getting all the eyes and the exposure that you need before people come to this event. That's where you can say, okay, if I'm paying $100, I want to make sure that people are going to come and that people know that I'm going to be there. Many of the vendors that I've worked with, they also ask me for a quick bio, right? Like, what do you have to offer? Because a lot of people, believe it or not, do not know what Monat is. I have people literally down the block that I've met through the library and like, places that I visit, that I tell them, have you ever heard of Monat, Modern Nature? And they're like, no, I haven't. And I'm like, people don't know. So we have to make sure that whoever we're working with knows what we're here to sell. And you want to make sure that there are no duplicates of you. Okay. Because if I'm going in there paying my whatever money, I want to make sure that I am the only hair care slash skincare person there. Because what happens, you don't want to be a competition when there's other people selling a similar thing than you. Now, I've done opportunities where they like people have done like body scrubs and like facial scrubs, and that's okay. Like they made their own handmade stuff. Like I love that for you, but you know, it's not really like what I'm about. And you have to really get real on what it is that you are going to sell. Like what's going to be your focus. For me, it's hair and then everything else, you know? So I literally tell them, hey, like we are a beauty brand, okay? And it's anti-aging and vegan. But I also I offer hair care, but I also offer the following. And I make sure that I let them know exactly what we have, but that my main focus is hair. Okay. So when you find out what your main focus is, you start with, hey, this is exactly what I have to offer. It's an online beauty brand, but we offer this, and this. My expertise is in this. Okay. Because that will really, they will take you into consideration and be like, okay, this person is very different. She's focusing on scalp health or whatever, you know, like promote yourself like how you want to be treated there. You know, I literally tell them, hey, I'm a hair educator and scalp expert for Modern Nature. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, can you tell me a little bit more about that? Yep, I'll send you the website. These are the products. My main focus is hair. Here's my before and after transformation. And I leave it at that. And like everything, you might have to apply. So if they have already somebody from Modern Nature, they're going to be like, hey, you know, like maybe not this time, but the next one, you know, and it's like, okay, perfect. Can you just keep me in the loop when the next one is going on, you know, but always just make sure that you're marketing yourself because you're an expert, you're reliable, and you want this opportunity. Okay. But please don't forget that they need to market you. They need to market the hell out of their social media.
Y aquí lo bueno, pues, en
Repost
esta
whatever they need to
alcaldía,
repost. And you want to make sure that they're not just working on social media, that they're working with flyers in person and so forth. Okay. Because you are paying your money for that. Okay. So it's a great opportunity for wider market, you know, a more reach in person and so forth. And this is like one of the best things because you're going to get an audience there. And guess what? The people that come, they're ready to buy something. They're not coming to just, I mean, maybe some people are going to come to just, you know, oh, I just wanted to, you know, be curious and like see what's here. But most of the time, if you're telling me, like Faye was saying, a holiday bazaar, okay, then you're here to shop, you know, like let's start making, you know, some money here, right? So that's that. Networking. This is one of the best opportunities for you to network. Okay. People that you meet that can become customers or not, they can become friends, not just the people that come in to the.
Jenny.
Am I back?
Yes, you're back.
Whoa. Okay. That's never happened to me before. Okay. So anyway, we're getting back to this. So networking is one of the craziest like experiences from this. Okay. The people that come in, so the traffic, the people that you might potentially become best friends with, the vendors there are your cream and butter. Like you better go and introduce yourself to every single vendor. And let me tell you why. Those people are your number one people that you need to focus on for market partners. Why? Because they're hustling, they're out here, they're doing what they got to do. Okay. Most of the time, these people are not showing up because they're doing this full time. They have a full time job and they're doing this already. Okay. Like you can't tell me that you sell candles and you do this full time. It's not to say that other people aren't successful. I'm just saying that candle making takes a lot of work, a lot of effort. And if you say that you have a full-time job and you're doing this, then I'm pretty sure something as simple as washing your hair can also get you paid too. So do you want to hear more about it? You know? So that's kind of like the vibe. And I don't just go in there saying like, oh, like I'm Jen and whatever. I want to know about them. I want to know how you got your business started. I want to know when it is that you started. Most likely, all of them, if not, they're going to say, I started when the pandemic hit. Oh, that's interesting, right? Because a lot of people were trying to get creative. We're bored. We're trying to figure, make ends meet. And literally 99% of these people that I've spoken to over the past 2 years have told me, oh, I actually started this when the pandemic hit because I was laid off or I was this or I was that. They'll give you whatever reason, but they they made something out of it, So those are the people that you want to become like best friends with. Okay. I've made I think like 5 people market partners after, speaking to them and building a relationship with them from these vendor opportunities. And if they did not become my market partner, they for sure became my VIP. This past weekend on Saturday, I have been talking to these people since Saturday. I closed them on Monday. And that was 3 in a day. Like that was like, and that's something else. You can't expect them to convert to whatever it is that you want them to convert, VIP or market partner, on the day of. You can't. Like, you can't expect it. You'll embrace it. You'll say, okay, if I'm getting all the market partners or all the VIPs, like bring them to me. But you cannot expect them to just be like, I'm ready to buy, girl, because they don't know you, they don't trust you, and they don't even know if they like you yet. But this is why I'm saying you have to be approachable. People have to see you walking around, especially if your table is not busy. Like, make the effort, and people will actually come to your table after. They'll be like, oh my God, like you're so sweet. Like, just pretend like you're in a rush. Like, oh my God, like I want to hear your story, like let me know how you started. And then get a little bit of information from them, like really seem interested if you are, and then be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go back to my table, but come to my table after. Like, well, like I'll tell you more about me or something like that, and they will literally come. If you give them a little bit of time, people love to talk about themselves. They will come to your table and they'll be like, oh my God, tell me about this, and just, like play the part, like, oh my gosh, like, have you ever heard of the brand? That's what I tell to everyone. Like, I ask everyone, like, have you ever heard of Monat before? And the reason why I ask is because I have this, what is this called? Like tablecloth, and it's from Monat gear. You don't have to get it. You can get one custom made, but it pretty much comes out to the same price. And if you're just starting off and you're not sure if you want to do these consistently, don't go out and buy it if it's not in your budget. Okay. I think it comes in a pack, and it comes with let me just show you these little like stands for height. I don't know, can you see that? Okay. So I'm going to show you a picture of like my setup so that you can see, but it comes with like the tablecloth. It comes with these. It comes with like 5 pens. I mean, it was a gift because people were like, oh my God, you seem so excited. So my mom like got it for me, but I don't know if I would spend $150. Like, I would wait for it to be on sale, or, maybe Black Friday, they'll have something. But if you can get it made for cheap, awesome. And if you can't get one, like just throw a black one and just, put Monat, and like explain a little bit about it. I can show you a template that I have too. So yeah, so that thought, like really connecting with the people that are there is key. Like asking them if you've ever heard of the brand. People will tell you no. They'll be like, what? Like, I don't know what this is, but tell me more. And what I say is, we're a vegan, customizable beauty brand. And they'll be like, what is that? It's like, like anything from hair care, skin care. Now we have makeup. We have even a pets line. Do you have a dog? Like, I don't know. Like, I just say like random stuff, right? And they'll be like, okay, but you want to kind of say more like, oh, how in the drugstore, they usually always say, oh, this is like a hydrating shampoo, but they have no idea what it's like with your scalp. Like, oh, you never hear of like hydrating your scalp, right? They're only talking about your hair. But the reality is that your hair is dead. The only thing that's alive is your scalp. So do you know if your shampoo is actually nurturing your scalp? And they'll be like, no, like, I don't think so, because they're not educated. They're just picking up a thing that they were like, oh yeah, my hair is so dry. Like, but they don't understand that your scalp is actually what's going to help everything thrive, right? So right there, you're already adding value. Okay. So you're letting them know that, hey, this drugstore tells you a million and one things about your hair, but do they talk about your scalp? And 110 times they'll say, no, I don't think it says anything about scalp, right? Like, no, I don't think so. And we'll literally look it up together. If people are like invested in the conversation, like, be like, okay, so what do you use? Head and Shoulders? Okay. It says, yeah, that one just focuses on scalp and not hair. And then I pull out the Yuka app and I'm like, oh, that's a really bad one. Like, I use that too all the time. And like, look at these ingredients. And they're like, oh my God. So it's just really to kind of get their mind like in awe, like tell me more. And that's what you want. So um, you know, I think it's more of like just feeling the conversation. Like if somebody comes up to the table, I'm never gonna be like immediately like, hey, how are you? Like, what's that? Like, like, no. If they start like really looking and they're like, wow, this is so pretty. The minute that they touch something, I'm like, all right, you're coming to my house. So like, what's up? Like, oh yeah, like, oh, that's actually whatever they're picking up. Like I let them know, like, oh, that's actually like a scalp scrub. Like, have you ever heard of the brand? Like whatever. That's when I kind of like ease my way in. But I'm never like calling people like, come to my table. Like that's so cringe. At the mall when people are trying to sell you something and they're like, come here. And I'm like, no, like I'm not going, like it's like that, like don't be the cringe person. Like you want to be the one that people just come to. And one of the ways that I have people flock to my table is getting my iPad. I have an iPad. If you do not have an iPad and you have a laptop, bring that and create a before and after slideshow. Okay. These people will, okay, like, and don't like put like every single before and after. Pick the ones that are good. Like, the ones that are good, like, I don't even know. One of the curly girls, like Steph Green has like an amazing like transformation. Like I use hers all the time. And I'm sure you guys can drop a few of your favorite transformations here, but pick those, the ones that are like jaw droppers, that catch your attention. Pick those and just have them on repeat. Okay. If it has music, put that music on because people are going to be like, what is that noise? And they're going to come and they're going to see, and then they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't like not see what I just saw, and then people are going to be like, oh my gosh, what's that? If you have a stretch mark before and after, I have a good one if you need it because it's mine. But if you need one, those have been the best Rejuvenique seller ones because I'm like, oh, it's just this. You just use it during pregnancy, before pregnancy, after pregnancy, whatever you need. And that is literally gonna, rejuvenate your mom bod or whatever. I don't know what I say, like my Mod Podge. So I'm like, I have one too. Like sometimes like, they're like, oh my God, like do you see mine? I'm like, girl, do you see mine? Like, I don't know. I just try to like get on their level because a lot of people just want to feel understood. And if you can understand them and relate to them, like just, play along, like, like you're here to like make friends. You're not here, again, you're being transformational. You're not being transactional, right? Like you're here for that, but you want to make them know that like, hey, like this is a safe space. You're not trying to like, oh, collect the money. So that's important too. The slideshows are like key. And one day I know I forgot mine and I just had to use my phone. Like I was like, I just left my phone like propped in the middle and that was it. But always make sure that you have that. Always make sure that you have a portable charger. I will get into the things that you should bring in a little bit. Let me see what else I have. Oh, okay. So once you start talking to these people that are vendors, talk a little bit about like, how long have they been doing this? And then obviously follow them on Instagram so that they can follow you back, because from there they're going to start stalking you. And if they're like, let's say maybe they're like what is somebody that, oh, like a yoga instructor. Okay. So I work with yoga instructors that I met at a vendor opportunity, and I brought them to my house, like to my backyard. I'm like, let's showcase your yoga. And they're like, oh my gosh, like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And I don't know if Tanya's here, but Tanya knows. And lo and behold, like after doing the event with her, I was like, okay, like I met another girl who does speech like this past, and we know each other. So we're like, oh my gosh, we should have like a wellness like event. Like we should have like a wellness opportunity at like this girl's dance studio. And I'm like, okay, like we can totally do that. And the girl that was doing yoga was like, yeah, we should totally do it. Like I know this person. And I'm like, okay, like a whole bunch of doors just opened for me. And that's literally what I want you to feel. Like I want you to feel like you have an endless amount of opportunities, and I need you to like just ask the question. They didn't charge me for anything. They didn't like nothing. They were just like, yeah, like I'll show up. And the way that you say it is what's going to like solidify the deal. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, so these are like my rates. And I'm like, oh my gosh, but listen, like I know like you're in the community, you're starting up and like everything. Like I really want to make sure that this event is successful. And I want you to collab with me. Like I'll take videos of you like doing some yoga, like I'll bring some of my friends, you can bring your friends, and this will showcase the community that you're not just doing it, for people that pay you, but you're doing it for your town, like your city. And then they get excited and they're like, oh my gosh, like this person is willing to help me, like, so these are the reasons why I'm saying like vendor people that are there paying their money to are so essential, because you never know when they might convert to a market partner. And right now the girls are VIPs of mine, so they know for sure that if I bring products to any of their classes or events, they're going to welcome it because they love it. They love it already. And when they see that people are starting to ask me questions, then I'm going to be like, you host these classes all the time. Like you can simply bring your own products and you can share it with them and you can make your profit. That's my next step, because I know that they're enjoying their process now, but if they do this on a weekly basis, 2-3 times a week, then you need to start making, the money. I don't need the referral, so this is why it's important to collab and do the opportunities with them. Yeah, and then just community engagement, right? Like you really just want to emphasize like why you're doing this. Like, how we always say like it's more than shampoo. Like it really is more than shampoo. Like you're not going to go into your life story about how you came in here to get extra money. No, you're going to hit them where it hurts. I had a conversation with a girl and she was like, oh my gosh, so like how did you start this? Because I asked her like how she started hers, and she was telling me about her story. And then she was like, oh, but like I'm so intrigued on how you're doing it. And I brought my kids, and she was like, your kids are so like, and I was like, well, I didn't really have kids to leave them at home, and she was like, wow, like that's so powerful, and I didn't think so in the beginning, but then when she was explaining to me like, oh my gosh, like, that makes so much sense because I'm really like so fed up with my job right now, and like this is actually an outlet for me to like do what I love. And I'm like, I get that. I was like, I used to be a mental health counselor too, and like, I was just burnt out, but it's because I wasn't doing things on my terms. Like I was doing things for other people. And when I started really opening my mind to certain things, this is what happened. Now I get to work with my kids, So it went from like, oh my gosh, the products to, oh my God, like we're so alike, you know what I mean? And I'm meeting her tomorrow for a social media event that I randomly put up. Like, guys, I'm going to a juice bar. I'm bringing people to a brand new juice bar that just opened. I spoke to the owner. I was like, is that okay? He's like, oh my God, this is like insane. Yeah. Like, can you have them like monthly? And you know what I mean? So it's more of like, I'm helping this juice bar. The juice bar has a beautiful space. I'm going to bring people there. I'm going to show the community, and they're going to be like, oh, this is what she's like outside of the vendor opportunity. You know what I mean? So it's like that. Like, these are the connections that you have to make, that you have to kind of get out of your head and be like, this is so cringe right now. This is not me, but I'm going to try. Guys, if you told me a year ago I was doing this, I've been in the business 3 years. I would tell you no. Like, I'm just social media. Like, I've been doing this for like 6, 7 years. Like, it's a lot, but you have to really be mentally like ready to like be confident. You can't like just half-ass it. Like, that you're a part of Monat, why you started, and how much value you can bring. So like, start owning that, and like a lot of people will just really gravitate to you. Like, once you solidify that, you're just gonna run. Like, there's no way that you're not gonna run. Okay, what else? Okay, so something that I wanted to share with you guys that I also have on my table. Let me just open up my Canva really quick. If I'm going too fast, please tell me, because I have a tendency of like talking so fast. Let me see if I can share my screen. Should be able to. Okay. So I try to make things exclusive for people. Let me know. Can you guys see my screen? I don't know what. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, can you see my screen? Yeah? Okay. So here I basically have like a quick like bio of who I am, right? And I'm like, hello, I'm Jen, right? Basically what I told them verbally, I'm telling them there. And I'm letting them know that I provide, customizable anti-aging plant-based beauty products specific to your needs. As a thank you for being here today, because they don't know about Purchase Plus, they don't know about a free hair consultation or skin consultation. As a thank you for being here today, I'm offering those who follow me, a free hair or skin quiz and a coupon of 15 to 25% off your first order. Their mouth goes like, what? Yeah, girl. So just follow me. The conversation that we were having? Okay, follow me, because I really want to give you like all the freebies that I can give you because you're here today. And I want to make sure that you just scan this code, follow me, so that I can follow up with you and send you a hair or skin consultation and the discount, my personal discount. And they're like, oh my God, I've never seen this. They go crazy. So do that. But on top of that, I want you to also have, okay, so this is not exact. So like, just get like a board like this, and let me see if I have what I want. Basically, it's like a sign-in sheet. So I make them do it again. Like, okay, I know that your name is Linda, let's say, but I want to make sure that I have your information. So please put your name, phone, and something that interests you, hair, skin. If a product interests you, like, put it there. So that way I know who I'm looking for when you follow me, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to follow me, and I don't want to lose you, and they're going to be like, okay, perfect. Other times I've made it like, enter my beauty bag raffle, and I'll like get like 1,000,000, I don't know, like the goodies like for your hair, like I don't know, like anything, like I try to put like a rejuvenate glow or whatever. The thing is that I don't ever do the raffle. I just want to get their info. And maybe that sounds harsh. Maybe that sounds so harsh, but guess what? If they're invested, this is the thing, okay? Your business, you have to take serious. So you only talk to the serious people, okay? So you weed out the people. Listen, I've learned the hard way. I've given 1,000,001 samples. You know how much those samples are, okay? I'm not going to spend any more money on people that are going to leave me on red. So you're going to follow me. You're going to write your name, and then we're going to have a conversation. And if we check out, like, we're going to send you a sample or something, but no one's going to win the raffle. It's just a tactic to get your information. you can send them something, whatever you want. You can do the raffle, go ahead, but like, if you're going to do a few of these, it's going to be pricey. So that's that. Let me see. Oh, and then I wanted to show you, let me see if can I make this bigger? My kids are in the background, but can you guys see like the layout a little bit? Is it hard to see? I can send it in the chat if you want. But basically, like I utilize like the stands for height. You never want to have like your products just flat. It's not appealing to the eye. And you want to make sure that you have height. That way people seem interested and can be like, oh, like what's up here? Like what's down here? Like, you know what I mean? Because then you're going to lose people. Like then it's going to be so boring. Like I've seen like so many tables that it's like, 2 products and like it's just a hot mess. Like make it look pretty. Our products are so pretty, so like make it look pretty, like give it height, so many ways that you can do it. And this is just kind of to give you like a visual of like what I'm talking about, but I can also send it in the chat. Okay, so now we're gonna get into, let me see. Okay, so collaborations, we talked about networking with other vendors and creating a relationship. And then just really being well prepared. So I have, another thing, if you're going to go into this for the first time, I personally would suggest you going with another market partner. Figure out how you're going to get your leads, but you got to be hungry. Okay. Like the first time that I did an opportunity with somebody, I was like, so whoever's really like in my area, like I'm going to be like, hey, like I'm Jen, like don't wait around, like you got to be out there. You got to be like out there talking to other people and like people will gravitate to you. But like I would do like the first one with somebody else only because like if you're not as confident yet, I don't know, like I feel like you might get lost, you might get a little stuck, and like they have other products that they can bring too, especially if you're just starting. Like, you can be like, oh, okay, like you bring like the Revive line and and you can bring the skincare makeup because I don't have that yet, so kind of like to bounce things off. But then when you feel ready, then experiencing it on your own is a whole different ball game. Like you definitely have to like be confident and communicate for that. I'm going to answer everything at the end because I'm going to get so distracted, but put in your questions. So yeah, so I would try to go with somebody if you can't, and if you're like, forget it, like I got this, like go for it, girl, like I'm for it, like if you need help, let me know. But it's just going to be the same outcome. You're just going to feel a little more secure in knowing that you have more products to bring that you think might be essential because maybe you don't have it. And just so you guys both can experience it together, especially if you have somebody local. Okay, so let me go into, we did the sign-in sheet. Okay, the iPad. Okay, so the portable charger. Depending on how long you're going to be there, okay, you're going to have to charge the iPad or your phone, like, or both. Because if you have to show somebody a cart, you need to be signed in and logged in. And if people are coming, you have to make sure that you can give them the hair quiz and have them follow and, oh, did you follow me back? I'm following you. Like, like you're going to have to be like very hands-on. So I would suggest bringing a portable charger. Again, the sign that I was mentioning of who you are. And then the products in the beginning. In the beginning, I brought all the products, guys. I brought all of it. And what did I do? I put it in my carry-on. I put all of my things in my carry-on. I still put everything in there because it's easy. And like, I don't want to look crazy, like holding like a backpack and like, like I want to look like I got this, right? Because remember, many times they might not give you an actual 6 foot table, but if it does come included with the fee, then you don't have to worry about the table. But the lower cost vendor opportunities that I've seen, like the one that I did on Saturday, they were like, "Oh, it's $25 if you bring your table." I'm like, "I'm dragging that table. I don't care if it's raining." It poured that day, and I had my 2 kids with me, and I was like, "Someone's holding something, someone's dragging something, but we're bringing that table." Instead of it was like $25 with the table that you bring or $50. I was like, "No, like, we're doing the 25, right?" And it's gonna be the same opportunity and everything, but just make sure that you understand that if it comes with a set fee, that table, take it. And if you're like, "Hey, I have my own table, do you, like, bring down the price?" And they say yes, invest in one. They're not that bad. I think, I got mine at Costco, and they're very foldable and, like, you can take them anywhere. Um, so again, I brought all the products. I still bring the products in my carry-on bag. I think you see it back there. My carry-on bag. But don't bring all the products. Like, I was ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous. Only the things that I feel like you really, really love are the things that you should bring. Like, I fell in love with the BB creams. I fell in love with the Rejuvenique oil. I fell in love with the Rejuva beads. And the things that you're obsessed with are the things you're gonna sell anyway, right? But yes, you wanna give a little bit of a variety, right? So the skincare makeup came up. That has been such a game changer. Like, I don't know why, but people are like, "Oh, makeup?" I think I don't know. I mean, like, I never used makeup really. I just, winged it all the time. I don't know how to use it. But now that I have, like, the skincare makeup, I feel more confident because I wear it all the time. I have it on, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, like, your hair is so nice. Oh my god, you look so put together. Like, what do you use?" I'm like, "This." Like, this is what I use, and it's so easy to just try on people, literally. Yeah, girl. I don't take everything I have anymore because I'm like, it's a lot. So, a favorite, I would do like a favorite from every of every line that we have. Like, I have the kids line, I use it on my kids. People have kids or they know someone who has kids, bring the junior line. Skincare, makeup, BB cream, Night Haven because it smells so good. The Night Haven smells incredible, and you know that. Things that smell good, like the smoothing line, I freaking love the smell of the smoothing line. And people always are like, "Oh, that smells so good." It's not like too overpowering. Like, none of our products are too overpowering, but it's very like it catches your attention because it doesn't smell like anything else. Hot tools. If you have a Monat hot tool, bring that because I think we forget that we have it on our website. It's just been sold out forever. And if you're doing one sooner than later, I would start doing like a wait list type thing. Like, oh my gosh, like the hot tools aren't out yet, but when they drop, put put down that you want a hot tool. This is what they look like. And I brought my interchangeable one. Like, I was showing it like, "Hey, this is how you put it on, turn it on, and that's it." I never use my hot tools on them. Like, this is not like a hair, salon thing. Like, this is just, for you to see. But if they want to try certain things like the Rejuva beads, I tried it on this lady that had like frizzy hair. I think she really tried to straighten her hair. Like, I had that problem and it would always frizz up. And I put that on one side. I was like, don't put it on both. Like, I want you to feel the product. I want you to activate it. And I want you to put it on one side at first and then see the other one after a minute. She was stunned. The next day, she purchased. And I was like, I'm telling you, these things work. And then she messaged me back saying, "Oh my god, what's so crazy is that I actually was part of Modern Nature." She completely forgot that she was part of Modern Nature when it first came out and they didn't have that. She's like, I had a really bad experience because they didn't come out with all these things. And I'm like, but you just tried the product. Like it's, it probably came out after you decided not to do it anymore. And she was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. So she's trying the products. She's like, if everything goes well, I'll be the VIP. And then if anything, I'll upgrade. So it's like things like that that you just want to make sure that they can feel and they can just try on for themselves. The damage leave-in, if you have that, bring it. Bring it. I also give people a little bit of that so that they can try on, and the smell's amazing. What else? What else? Rejuvenate oil, of course. I also bring the makeup vanishing balm. I don't know if you knew this, but a lot of people don't know that it removes Sharpie. Like, bring a Sharpie, do a demonstration, you go like this, and it's gone. Like, people are like, wow, they want to see, like, yeah, you can show me the before and after, but they want to see, they want to feel. And I always bring the Sharpie and the makeup vanishing balm with me. I'm like, did you know, like, this actually removes like Sharpie too? And they're like, what? And I literally do the demonstration. Yep, right here, put some on, no tugging, no pulling. This is exactly what it's going to happen with your makeup. And this is a pre-cleanser, and you wipe it off and no more Sharpie. And they're like, wow, like I never saw that. I just use the wipes. And then we talk about like how wipes are super dehydrating, and no wonder your face doesn't feel like a baby's butt. Like right up, this is a pre-cleanser. There, it's just kind of like taking all the stuff, including your oils from your face. Like it's just really harmful for you. And they appreciate that information. What else? Dry shampoo. I've done some people that were open to doing dry shampoo because their scalp was so oily. And we did the whole thing. Okay, like apply it like this. You rub it, you do the things, you play around with it. Again, they were stunned. Like they couldn't believe it. Glossy Shine Mist and the scalp scrub, because it smells so good, and the benefits to that. Like if you are a scalp person like me, like I love talking about the scalp, then talk about it, bring that, have them smell it, let them see the texture, because it's really, really amazing. The CBD products, if you have any CBD products, you already know that they are not like in stock like that, but that gives you a really good outlet for you to create a wait list for CBD. And usually they come over the holidays, or like, I think like a couple of times, like a year. And you let people are like obsessed with CBD now. Like I don't know if that was ever a thing, but like people are really obsessed with CBD. And the body butter, I can't get enough of that. Yeah, we do CBD. We have like what's called the cushion line. And there's like a lip, I think, a lip salve. Yes. I don't have it. I've never tried it, but I need to get it. The body butter is what sold me. Like it's kind of like a dupe Bengay. Like it smells similar, but I don't know. Like I had like something on my hip the other day. I put that thing on and I was like, I woke up brand new. I was like, wow. They have shampoo with CBD infused. They have everything, everything. So if you have some, bring it and create that wait list and let them know that that's CBD. And the hydrate and refresh mist. That's always so good, especially if you have any kind of skincare, makeup, BB cream. Put that on before you have them apply, because then I don't know if you guys know this, but like sometimes like when you apply like BB cream and your face is already dry, like you feel like it's kind of drier, like so you want to make sure that you have a little bit of mist before you apply. And you should be good to go with that, like so that they get that effect, they smell it, and like they feel refreshed, right? There is also, if you're really thinking of going towards this the skincare makeup route, I have a link to a box that I have that basically are like testers. Like they have like a little like lip thing, like I can send it your way. But that's been like amazing. Like, and the blenders, I literally like buy them at Five Below. They have a bag full, and I just cut them up in pieces because they're too big. Like, so I'm like, okay, like if I'm gonna go to a vendor opportunity like this, I'm just gonna cut them up in pieces. And if they want to try, they can put it on themselves. Like I'll put in like a small amount because they don't know what a small amount is. And bless their soul, because we never thought that we needed a small amount of shampoo either. And then they're concentrated. So, you apply it on and you have them like blend it on their own. If they don't know what the hell they're doing and you're like, maybe I should help this person, help them. But use, just use the blenders and like the extra things. From that, I'm trying to think what else. Let me see. I'm gonna stop recording. Because I think that's everything.